The most anticipated Ukrainian game in the history of STALKER 2, Heart of Chornobyl, has once again postponed its release date, namely September 5th, 2024. We will discuss what this means and what consequences it will have in this video. So in January, everyone was expecting some news about STALKER 2, because finally the developers would have to say the final release date, and not the most vague notion of the first quarter of 2024, which they gave earlier and which did not inspire optimism at all, because in the gaming industry, it is an extremely rare case when a game that has been in development for a long time is not scheduled for a specific date, but is said to be released during a certain quarter of a certain year, and suspicions about the possible postponement of the game have been well-founded. Also, there is still a residue from the not very successful trailer of Bolts and Bullets, which showed the gameplay very superficially, and the fact that the demo was shown in a closed manner to a small circle of lucky people, who also said that there were some problems in the game. Personally, I really wanted to believe that the game was close to release, but deep down I knew that it would be postponed again, and not only me, but many other players were suffering from the cyberpunk syndrome, as I call it, and it is obvious that the developers themselves were afraid of repeating this bitter experience. Therefore, the decision to postpone is quite natural, although again, no one at GC Game World was pulling the wool over GC size to say that the game would break through the industry ceiling, while AAA games are as raw and crooked as possible. The release of a coherent and simply good game that doesn't try to pluck stars from the sky would have already brought success, but they chose to make a project that would surpass the entire industry. And should we blame them for that? Definitely not. But it is clear that if they have set such a high bar, they have to meet it. After all, Microsoft itself, with whom GC closely cooperates and on whose gaming platform STALKER 2 will be released, has very high hopes for this project, and this is quite obvious. This cooperation is not just an agreement to release a game on a certain platform. It also implies certain obligations to the developer from Ukraine in terms of the quality of the game and the consistency of release dates, meaning that if Microsoft and Sam Spencer did not see prospects in STALKER 2, they would not have given such a concession as another postponement of the game. First, to a very vague date like the first quarter of 24, which is not actually a date, and then to September 5th, 2024. That is, almost 8 months, given the announcement of the postponement on January 16th. However, in Steam, for example, the date of March 30th, 2024 is still hanging on the recording of this video, which means that this decision was discussed to the last and not quite agreed with everyone. The footage itself looks really cool. Graphics, detail, lighting, and of course the atmosphere, everything is at an extraordinary level. It was also announced that this year there will be a lot of new STALKER 2 content.
Door! Open the door! I've got nowhere to go back to, Herman. Over and out.